playing above the rim. Jalen Green, a good litmus test. A lot of guys out for Houston.
It was. I mean, they came out and at the start of the game looked like they were coming out to compete, and then next thing you know, the Lakers and Luka and LeBron, they took over.
Yeah, only a 4-point game here. Then LeBron James cutting backdoor for the easy score. Then LeBron and one on the baseline. You see that lead balloon to 14 points. Rui Hachimura also in transition, finishing. Lakers up by 22. We move to the second half. LeBron up top to Jackson Hayes.
Lakers trying to get it together up front with Rui and Hayes, and obviously LeBron playing a lot of those minutes as they head towards the playoffs.
Well, like you said, LeBron, we know that groin has been an issue. J. Rose comes out of the game, does not return.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, but you could tell by how he was celebrating on the sideline with Austin Rivers, and it was great to see Bronny get some minutes as well. I think he's going to be just fine.
You know who was just fine? Luka the Don. 39 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Lakers win 140-109. Again, they have locked up the 3rd seed out west. Grizzlies and Nuggets, battle of the newly appointed coaches. Nuggets, David Adelman. Grizzlies, Tomas Isolo. And the Grizzlies coming out sharp. Jaren Jackson Jr., 18 points. Desmond Bane.
I want to send a warning to the league. Don't dismiss the role of a head coach. I'm seeing a lot of teams feeling like that they could just replace their coach and like the team is going to turn itself around overnight. It just doesn't work like that.
Well, we could see Nikola Jokic taking his feed from Jamal Murray, but it's Memphis with a 6-point lead here. You know, Aaron Gordon, every once in a while, Zeke has to send a little reminder of exactly who he is.
As you said, he has to send the league and everyone else a reminder. Around the basket, he's tough, dunking, and just doing his thing. But the Joker is the Joker, and don't discount Bane.
Bane with 24 points. Ja Morant, 21 and 6 helpers. Grizzlies up 5 here. I point that out because the Nuggets, again, assisting Nikola Jokic.
So
Denver
tough.
gets their first lead, but peep this. You ready for the Joker stats here, Smitty? 26 points, 16 rebounds, 12 assists. He averaged a triple-double on the season, joining some elite company.
Get out,
Russell
Joker.
Westbrook. You know, he's done it 4 times. Nikola Jokic, just the 3rd player in NBA history to accomplish that for an entire season, a 3-time MVP.
It's incredible, basically, at playing the 5 position where you initiate offense. Usually the guy that's going to get you double-digit assists isn't the guy that's going to get you double-digit rebounds, and usually it's not the guy that's going to also get you 30 points a game. So he's been very dominant these last few years, the best player in the game.
The Sacramento Kings trying to keep pace in the Western Conference standings. Same can be said for the Clippers trying to keep up with the Nuggets. We'll show you those standings in a little bit. Kawhi Leonard on the baseline. He's got that dagger back, 28 points, Smitty.
Look like his handles got better.
It's dangerous time for the league right now.
For that 2-time Finals MVP, Clippers up 1 at the half, and James Harden tripped up.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep on them Clippers right now.
23 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Domantas Sabonis getting to the basket with the easy finish. You know, James Harden, so good at making his teammates better.
James Harden, just an elite offensive player at all phases.
Zach LaVine with his team down by 9, leading the comeback. LaVine, 26 points. DeMar DeRozan, 16 and 8. You know he does his damage inside the 3-point line, the crossover and finish. We got a 1-possession game with a minute to go. 3.9 seconds to go here. Clippers up 1. The interception by Keegan Murray. Calls the timeout. Check it out again. Playing the passing lanes with the proper hand. 2.2 seconds to go. DeRozan, not the best look. And the Clippers get their 49th win. Again, that's very important. Kings, 3 games under 500. Keeping pace is what we're all about. Golden State Warriors, Portland Trail Blazers. The chef cooking up in his kitchen.
Man, he's so comfortable right now playing through contact.
And Buddy Hield, no
my
contact
buddy.
out there.
Your buddy, my buddy.
And that's why the West playoffs are going to be so interesting, or one of the reasons that the teams that and players you've seen done it before, like LeBron James and Steph Curry, now get a chance to play against teams like OKC, who are #1 seed. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that young team when they play against veteran-laden teams like the Warriors.
Blazers struggling to score, only 37 points in the first half. Hold on, how about one of Michigan's finest, Draymond Green?
Draymond.
Saginaw Pride.
How much do
pass.
you like the combo of Draymond and Jimmy Butler
I
together?
love it because they didn't get points in the paint. Now they have a guy that can get to the free throw line. Another high basketball IQ guy, and it look like he's fitting in just perfect.
And another guy that got the name playoff in front of his name this time of year.
Playoff Jimmy, 24 points, 7 assists for Jimmy Butler. Warriors get their 48th win, 103-86. I keep emphasizing the win totals for a reason. Brooklyn Nets, Minnesota Timberwolves. With the win, Minnesota would move past
Rudy.
that 8th spot out west. Rudy Gobert having himself a game. Same for Julius Randle. You see the Timberwolves building a double-digit
Come
lead.
that superhero.
But how about Rudy Gobert? Tied his career high, 35 points again, 48th win on the season for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They handle their business against the Brooklyn Nets. And as promised, here are your updated standings in the Western Conference again. Minnesota now moving up to 7th, past the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors and Wolves, identical records, but the Warriors hold the tiebreaker. You see the Nuggets and the Clippers also with identical records, but the Lakers secured that 3rd spot. So when I look at 4 through 7, playing out west, still not settled. You know, Jalen, when they came up with the play-in, you thought, okay, what is this really going to provide? Last day of the regular season, not settled out west. This is exactly what the league had in mind.
Absolutely. I love the play-in, and the thing is, it creates a level of interest from 7 through 11 or 12 at this point of the season when the spots aren't settled. And also for this year's Western Conference, and I would love to ask you two gentlemen who I idolized growing up and still to this day, when I looked at that Western Conference playoffs, and I'll start with you, Smitty, when you look at OKC and Houston, and then you see the Lakers and the Warriors, I ask you gentlemen who I respect so very much, if those teams were to face those squads, the younger squads facing the older squads in the playoffs, who you picking and why?
Let me see him start off. So if OKC is playing Golden State,
Ooh. That's a ooh-wee, huh?
yeah.
Because we see the standings,
We
but
see
the
the
playoffs
standings.
are here now.
I'm actually going with OKC.
Okay.
I'm going with Golden State. I'm going with Steph Curry, and I'm gonna take the old heads.
You gonna take those heads?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Steph.
I'm gonna be young
I'm gonna
today
take, yeah, and then,
You stay old.
And then I'm gonna take LeBron and those guys. I just think that when the playoffs start, you know, you got 2 of the best players of this generation, LeBron James and Steph Curry, and when they walk out on the court, A, they can still play, but B, the psychological impact that they have on the opponent. You know, a lot of these guys.
Now, you saying that they play the first round or in the
First
second?
round.
Yeah.
Anytime.
No, anytime, man. That's totally different.
Yeah, anytime.
I'm going with Luka and LeBron.
Okay.
Those are my 2 that I'm going
So
with.
I hear him say that, right? Your same question, bringing it back to you. If the Wolves get to that 6th spot and then they have the Lakers in the first round, do you like the Wolves' chances?
No,
with
I'm going
Anthony
to
Edwards?
Lakers. I'm going with the Lakers because adding Luka, they're now figuring out their rhythm of not having him just kind of walk the ball up every time down. Even their first play of the game, they threw it into the offense. Austin Rivers initiated. They're trying to get a lot for LeBron backdoor. So they're figuring out how to get both of those guys off the ball sometime. And the way Rivers has stepped up, Reeves has stepped up, I feel like he's going to be that 3rd guy.
I'm just going to
Name
go
me
with...
one player in the West who's guarding Luka, except for Kawhi.
Okay, I was about to go. That's the one guy.
I said except for Kawhi.
Except for Kawhi.
And Luka has handled those Clippers in the past. We've also seen that. Certainly
But
a
not-
lot to
not
think
when-
about.
Not when Kawhi was there, though.
A lot to think about, a lot to talk about when it comes to the playoffs and the play-in. We have started out west. We're going to head east.
Tiếp tục nha mọi người. Mình gỡ thêm chút len để sử dụng. Tiếp tục móc này. Cứ lặp đi lặp lại từng mũi cho đến hết. Tiếp nha mọi người. Đấy, còn một xíu này nữa là sẽ móc xong. Mình tiếp tục nhé. Rồi mũi tiếp theo.